Hi, everyone. This is Mike from Dimensional Walking. And today we are going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, alien disclosure. Okay? And how this alien disclosure and the coming of aliens, let's just say, the landing of aliens would have on our religious systems. Okay? And, world religions, I think, have some fear that aliens will arrive. Okay? Because they have to deal with that. They're going to have to deal with that in their system and to maintain their followers and maintain their power in the world. So, so one of my questions out there to you, and what I'm going to try to answer a little bit, would be why would world religions be afraid of aliens? Okay. Well, there's actually a few reasons. First, aliens would represent a challenge to the religious monopoly on explaining the universe and our place in it. Um, for centuries, religions have told us that we were the only intelligent life in the universe, and that were special, very special creations of God. And the arrival of aliens would shatter that belief and force us to reconsider our place in the universe. And that's a tough one, right? That's a real tough one. Not only is that a tough one for the followers, it's also a tough one for the leaders of the religious organizations. Okay? So that's number one. Number two is aliens could pose a threat to our general security. Um, you know, we're all pretty much convinced if they're out there, they're probably more advanced than we are. So they could come, and of course, we always talked about them conquering us or wiping us out. And even if they're not hostile, just their presence could destabilize, our economy and our societies. Because here would be another something to mix in. And I think every time there's a new something that mixes in, it destabilizes that particular society and consequently the economy of that society. So let's see what's next. Third, aliens could challenge our religious beliefs. Uh, if they had different gods or no gods at all, it could shake our faith in our own religion. It could also lead conflict between the different religions as they try to reconcile their beliefs with the existence of aliens. So again, it's kind of that whole destabilization. Um, Next, how could religion explain the arrival of aliens to their followers? Well, if aliens were to land, we'll say land. I mean, I personally believe they've been among us for a very long time, but let's just say we're starting with a clean slate here, and they're landing. Okay, religions would need to find a way to explain their arrival to their followers without losing, of course, their power and their control. One of the ways they could do this, they could say that, you know, aliens were a test from God. They could say that God is sending aliens to challenge us and to see if we are worthy of his love. Now, that's been done before, and I'm sure it can be used again by the religious, it's always a test. Everything new is a test, and this would be no different, okay? Another way the religions could explain the arrival of aliens is to say that they're simply another life that is created by God. And that could very well be true. I mean, I'm not going to poo poo that, you know. Uh, you know, Almighty God, he would create everything, right? So that would be kind of an easy one, right? And I'm sure it's going to be used because it's, this disclosure and aliens landing and all that stuff. It's going to happen, and I think it's going to happen sooner than later. Um, so they could say that they were all a part of God's creation. We are, the aliens are, everything else that's alive is, okay? Regardless if it's either human or alien. Um, this would allow the religions to maintain their belief in the uniqueness of humanity while acknowledging that there is these other intelligent lives or aliens. Some religions would try to incorporate the existence of aliens into their existing doctrine. For example, some Christians may say that the aliens are the Nephilim, a race of giants that were created by angels and humans. I mean, this is something that's from the Bible. Others would say that the aliens are a sign of the second coming of Christ. Yeah, that's very, very possible that they would use that these are kind of, I don't want to say the scouts, but the group coming before Christ arrives, second coming. Yeah, I guess they could say that, and they would probably have some followers that would believe that. No doubt in my mind. So, other religions might create new doctrine explaining the existence of aliens. For example, a new religion might be founded that worships aliens as gods. And we've had that already. I've even talked about that. I think I talked about 3 or 4 religious leaders that kind of created their own following, and they kind of worshipped, or some of them actually called themselves worshiping aliens. Like they thought they were gods. And many of them, some of the abilities and things that they do would easily comply with our thought that, yeah, that's how a god would react. And, so we make them a god. Or a demigod, I guess. That could be that too. A new religion may be formed that believes that humans and aliens all a part of a larger cosmic consciousness. Yeah, I think that's possible, and I think it's, I think there's been, let me think of a religion, kind of a semi-religion, listed. You're part of it, Scientology. Scientology has some really interesting concepts about these alien beings, and they live. Some of them are lived in volcanoes, and they have some really interesting ways they talk about. The Mormon religion, of course, has the tablets that these something brought down and gave to Joseph Smith. These discs or tablets, and they, to me, sounded very much like aliens. In fact, I lived in Utah for quite a while, and when I challenged that and said, hey, maybe these were aliens that give you these discs that you use to write your doctrine, and they didn't seem to push back on that at all. They thought it was very interesting, actually. Never thought about it that way, I think was the comment. So anyways, that would be another example. So anyways, the bottom line is the arrival of aliens would pose a major challenge to the world religions. However, religions are resilient, and they're likely to find a way to adapt to the existence of aliens. They might incorporate the existence of aliens into existing doctrine, like I said, and they might create a new doctrine altogether. Whatever they do, it is clear that the arrival of aliens would have profound impact on world religions, and I have no doubt about that. Anyways, so that's it. I just wanted to say something. I'm going to do a few more that are related to, I believe, a coming of at least, before 2030. I think you're going to see more and more, and I think these hearings and things you've been seeing are just the beginning. I think there will be more and more of this type of slow drip, as I call it, disclosure. So, anyways, with all that said, you have a great day. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.